questions, debates, and conversations on trending topics.
Hello, this is your host of the QI podcast. I am DJ 10th Power.
And I'm your host, DJ Duce. This is episode 5. Bro, still under quarantine.
Yes,
I gave
sir.
myself a haircut. I'm looking good right now.
Congratulations on getting your hair cut. You did it yourself.
Yes, I did it myself.
Not bad, bro. Not bad. I did mine myself too.
Man, you don't even count. You don't even count you at this point. You have easy maintenance. You were born for this.
Yes, I was. Today's episode, we are doing our top 25 list of favorite hip hop tracks. Right?
Yeah, we're gonna break down our top 25 hip hop songs of all time. Since last year, with 10th moving and buying a new home, we didn't really have a time to break down last year's music, and with all the virus stuff going on, we just felt it'd be best to give the audience something different.
Yeah, let's lighten it up a little bit while we're under this quarantine.
For real. So we're going to break down our top 25 hip-hop songs of all time. Our lists obviously are going to vary from I'm a different generation, 10th is a different generation.
Yes, sir.
Don't at me. Don't at me. I don't want no criticism off this list.
Don't get mad at an opinion. It's an opinion. All right? This is our opinion. So, folks, relax, enjoy the ride. Now, let me ask you this before we get started. I have a list of honorable mentions, people who didn't make the cut. Did you do that?
Yes, I do have honorable mentions.
Okay, so do you want to start with your honorable mentions first? Let me just run through my list of honorable mentions, and then you run through your list of honorable mentions, and then we'll start the top 25.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, so I have these are honorable mentions, people who didn't make the cut, but I thought should get at least mentioned. Push It, Salt and Pepper. Rockbox, Run DMC. Walk This Way, Run DMC.
Yep, that's on there.
We're all in the same gang, the West Coast All-Stars. Brooklyn's Finest, Jay-Z and Biggie.
Okay.
Me So Horny, the 2 Live Crew with Luther Campbell.
Okay.
Ladies First, Queen Latifah and Moni Love. This one I had a hard time. Killing Me Softly, the Fugees. It's not really a rap. It's more an R&B song, but it catapulted the Fugees, so I figured I'd give it an honorable mention.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good song, so can't really argue with that.
Award Tour, Tribe Called Quest.
Okay.
Hit 'Em Up, Tupac.
Okay.
No Vaseline, Ice Cube.
And these are your honorable mentions?
These are my honorable mentions.
Okay.
So you know my list is something.
Yeah.
Make 'Em Say, Master P.
Okay.
Those are my honorable mentions.
Okay. I wasn't expecting to be on your list. Master P, Make 'Em Say, huh?
I know, but I'm actually a big Mia X fan.
Oh, so Mia X is the reason you chose him on that song. That
She's
song was
not
a good
the reason
song.
why I chose him, but I am, out of that whole camp, she's my favorite.
She's your favorite out of everyone.
Out of that whole Master P No Limit camp.
Yeah, I wonder whatever happened with them. Like that's really sad. Like
I think, and I could be wrong here, but from what I understood, there was a disagreement as far as money between Master P and Beats by the Pound, the crew that was churning out all that music. And once they split off, I think everything kind of collapsed from there. The music just wasn't what it was when Beats by the Pound were doing it. To me, it wasn't.
Right. No, music's constantly changing and still is today. So.
Yep.
And that just goes to show you, just like with Cash Money, how that Cash Money's different. That comparing those two brands, and not to like jump off on a complete different subject, but that's just 2 different categories of greatness, because Master P is under a different category of entrepreneur, and then you got Birdman under a different category. Both highly respected, though.
Absolutely. What they did for New Orleans after New Orleans bounced, that's actually first. And then what they did and took rap to a whole nother level and really put New Orleans on the map, Master P and then Cash Money afterwards. That was they really dominated. They held it down for pretty much a decade plus.
Absolutely. Like that's definitely a reign. And Cash Money's still doing their thing to this day. So
Absolutely, absolutely.
all right, so I'm gonna run through my honorable mentions.
Okay, let's hear it.
My first one, Paul Revere, Beastie Boys. My second, Walk This Way, Run DMC.
Okay.
My third one was Outkast, Southern Playalistic.
Cadillac.
Yeah, I'll get tongue tied saying that. Eminem, Lose Yourself.
Dope.
Give me a second here.
Mm-hmm.
Wu-Tang Triumph.
Oh, yes, 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 yes.
Marley Marl, The Symphony.
Oh, yes. Man, I forgot about that. Wow. How did I forget about that?
And my two last ones is the Notorious B.I.G., Juicy,
Mm-hmm.
and of course the Furious Five, The Message.
That's a good honorable mention, man. I'm interested in seeing what your list was like because
See, I
some of those
studied
could
this
have made
because
the
a
cut
lot
too.
of lists out there have The Message, the Furious Five at number one. Like if you look at a lot of the top 100s
Yes,
that are
sir.
out. So to me, automatically, I seen that. I'm like, I know that wasn't going to be my number one, but I still wanted to mention it because I forgot all about that track.
So did I actually, but I didn't forget about the Furious Five as you're about to see when we start our lists.
All right, so let's get into it. I mean,
Okay.
what's your number 25? I
My
gotta
number
hear this.
25 is the classic Rapper's Delight, Sugar Hill Gang. We all know why. There were other rap songs that came out. King Tim III by the Fact Bat Band comes to mind. But this was the one that really crossed over and sprang, off the springboard and everything just went haywire hip hop. This is one of the first ones that really set the tone.
Definitely. I hate to say it, but yeah, that is on my list as well. But it's not my number 25. My number 25, and these I don't. We're not doing. I didn't do these in any chronological order. Did you?
No, no. I tried to, but after a while, it just, to me, it's more of an impact than anything.
Okay, good. All right. So my number 25 I got was Tupac, Dr. Dre, California Love.
Okay, good choice. Any reason why you put that at 25, or you just
Um, that's like one of the greatest. That's one of the greatest songs to me of all time. And
agree?
I think that's on anyone's top 50 to top 100 list. And
Agree.
even if you don't put it on your list, you're gonna honorable mention that. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, absolutely.
it's just hip. That's just hip hop.
Yeah, I agree. My number 24, Freedom, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. When,
Okay.
when, when I first heard this song as a kid, I went ballistic. The horns, the rapping, it just, to me, it was like Sugar Hill who? I forgot all about the Sugar Hill Gang when I heard Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five and Freedom, the spitting, the music, it was danceable. I think that track that they sampled, Get Up and Dance, dominated the streets for like 2 years straight. I mean, you could not DJ a party and not have Get Up and Dance or Freedom or both.
Flash was a master at the looping. He just loop and loop and loop, and once you loop those beats, and that just gets the party started.
Well,
Like,
well, keep in mind back then it wasn't even loops. It was bands that was actually playing the music,
yes, I do
especially
know
with
that.
Sugar Hill.
That just goes to show you how hip hop culture has changed completely. We have no more break dancing. We have no more dance, no art. We have no graffiti anymore. Like, just the elements have died out completely.
Or you gotta, I mean, you still have breakdancing. There's crews out there that still do it, but you gotta search for it. It's not out there like the music's out there, not like it was back in the day. And you're right. I absolutely miss the entire culture, the graffiti, the breakdancing. I miss all of that.
Right? Yeah, we need to get back to that.
Amen.
My number 24, Ice Cube. It was a good day. And
Okay.
no explanation needed for that.
Nope.
If you have a good day, that's your number one song that you're gonna play for that day.
Good use of a sample. That song still gets played, plenty of airplay to this day. I think that's a good choice.
Absolutely.
My number 23, The Breaks, Curtis Blow.
The
The
breaks.
breaks. These are the breaks. Now I'm showing my age, right? And I'm showing where I'm from. But Curtis Blow back at this time was the top solo hip hop performer. And when he hit with Christmas rapping, and then his next big single was The Breaks, and everybody jumped on it. It was just dope music, dope rapping, party time.
Yeah, Curtis Blow was on TV live a lot back in the day, performing. He was a live performer.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Kind of like in the way that we see Dougie Fresh now, we saw KB that way back in the day. Absolutely.
Right, and we missed that. That's missing again in hip hop
Yeah.
today.
Doing
We
an
don't
actual
have live
show.
out. We don't have live albums
Right.
anymore. We don't.
Right.
Well, my number 23, Jay-Z and UGK, Big Pimpin'.
Good choice. Good choice. You're picking stuff I completely forgot about.
To me, that song right there really unified New York and the South. Other than that, at least to me, growing up, South music wasn't real big in our region up here in Pennsylvania.
Right.
I imagine in New York it'd be the same.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, unfortunately, I was one of the closed-minded people that didn't really take an appreciation for Southern hip hop until I heard the Ghetto Boys with Rick Rubin producing them. And once I heard them, and I'm not talking about My Mind's Playing Tricks on Me, I'm talking about the album before that, where it had DJ Action was Scarface was originally DJ Action, but when he
Right.
did the song Scarface on that album, he changed his name. That album to me, I can't remember the name of the album, but it's just dope.
Yes, I know which one. It's the one that you said, the one before the Mind Playing Tricks on Me album.
Yeah,
Yep.
good choice. My number 22 was a double single on one 12-inch. You know, we had 12 inches back in the day, 12-inch records. Sucker MCs, It's Like That, Run DMC.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. That is a double single, like you said, and that is on my list too.
Okay.
At a later date.
Okay. Well, that's my number 22. We all know why. That was the essence of B-boyism to me. That's when I started getting into being a B-boy. And, you know, the streets needed something like that. And Run DMC just killed it. That beat by Orange Crush with Suck MCs, and they used the action sample. Just dope. Just dope.
What a period of time.
Yeah.
My number 22, Craig Mack, Notorious B.I.G., Rampage, Busta Rhymes, LL Cool J,
Remix.
Flavor in Your Ear remix.
Another one that I forgot.
I mean,
Your list
You
is
don't-
good.
like, to me, like, and this is missing again, like, and this is all rectifying the hip hop today is just withering away. Remixes back then were beating originals,
Mm-hmm.
and this is like one of the first, if I can remember, remixes that I prefer over an original cut.
I agree with you.
And the remix is more famous than the original.
I agree. I agree. But and the thing is, it was one of those remixes where they used the same beat and still killed it. You know, something back in the day, when they say remix, it would be a whole nother beat. But
Right,
this
it was
one,
a
they were
remix
using the
back
same
then.
beat, and they just had people just kill it, and I thought it was dope.
Yes, dope combination, and Puffy knew what he was doing at the time with that one.
Absolutely. He got the right crew, and to have LL Cool J and Busta Rhymes at the end of it was just dope. It was just dope. They killed it.
Yeah, definitely. What's your number 21?
My number 21 is "Rockin' It" by the Fearless Four. To
Rockin'
me,
It.
this is another crew that people just kind of forgot about. But the Fearless Four, with Problems of the World Today, F4000, "Rockin' It," and that beat and that sample is still being used today. Jay-Z sampled it with Babyface for his song "Sunshine" and Foxy Brown.
Yep.
"Rockin' It," just to me, that was another
You're
one of
talking
those songs
about
that dominated for a whole year.
You're talking about
exactly.
Yep.
That sample, exactly.
Yep. That's still used to this day, as you said. Mine 21, Queen Latifah, Unity.
Oh, that's a good choice too. Yeah. Oh man, I got
I
that
didn't want
album.
I didn't want to be I didn't want to be biased or you know on my list. You know,
We
I
gotta
think
have
I
the
had
ladies. We gotta have the ladies.
the got to throw in the ladies, and I think Queen Latifah really set the forefront for hip hop for the women at the time, and that song right there really propelled her and her career. And
Agreed.
she's still not doing as much music today, but she's still talked about obviously as one of the greatest female hip hop artists of all time.
Agreed. And I tell you, there is a song on Rhapsody's latest album where you hear that feedback.
Yeah, I'm about to close my window. Neighbors out back playing music. Give me a second.
Okay. Boy, this you can tell this is a live podcast. So the way we be having
Oh
just
yeah,
all types
this
of
is
stuff
live.
happening. But yeah, Queen Latifah, she's on Rhapsody's latest CD where she just absolutely kills it. So Queen Latifah has not lost the skill. I'll tell you that much.
Absolutely not. No, she still got it, but
Yep.
it's a different day and age. So, like I said, she ain't probably gonna make as much music as she used to, but still gonna be always brought up in the conversation.
True, true, true. My number 20. This wasn't a rap, but this was just so much of the movement, the hip hop movement. Buffalo Gals, world's famous Supreme Team with Malcolm McLaren.
Now that one I don't know.
Oh my! Look it up, bro. The DJ scratching in there. This is the one song that said, you know what? I want to be a DJ. It wasn't Grandmaster Flash or Jam Master Jay. It was
Hmm.
world's famous Supreme Team that made me want to be a DJ. After I heard Buffalo Gals and world's famous, and she's looking like a hobo, that was it for me.
Wow. Well, after we're done this, we're gonna have each other's list, so we're gonna exchange it because I don't want to check that out. I never heard that.
What's your 20?
My 20, Eric B and Rakim, Paid in Full.
Ought to be shot right now. I don't even have them on my list, bro. I ought to be shot.
Oh, you don't have Eric B and Rakim
How
on,
can
even
I
on the
not
list.
have the R on my list? You know what? These things are so tough though, but that is a good quality song that you picked there. That's a good number 20. I
That
like your
yeah.
list.
Yeah, and it just goes to show you how hard it is. And like I said, don't at me or don't threaten any of us because it's so hard to consolidate 25 songs on a list, especially when there's so many, you know.
Amen. Amen.
And you're number 19.
Another double-sided single, The Show, Lottie Dottie, Dougie Fresh, Slick Rick. That's
Okay,
my 19.
okay. Wow, your list is old.
Yeah, yeah.
Your
You gotta
list is
have the
old.
classics in there. This is what built hip hop. You gotta have those.
Right, and that like I said, you come from that place. You come
Yeah,
from New York City.
absolutely.
So I expected this, but I'm going to counter you with number 19 on my list.
Okay.
I have Coolio and LV, Gangster's
Gangsta's
Paradise.
Paradise. Okay. Another good quality choice that you have there. Great song.
You know, that song was like number one in the country for weeks.
Grammy winning. You know, awesome song. You could play that today, and like it just came out yesterday, and I just love the song.
Absolutely. I don't know what happened to Coolio. Last I seen him, he was on a YouTube series eating hot wings, and yeah, I think they killed him. He was sweating pretty bad.
Okay. Number 18.
Hmm.
Now you got to know this one. Roxanne, UTFO.
Yes, I know Roxanne, Roxanne.
This
Yes.
spawned how many different replies from people? You know,
Oh, she stirred up she stirred up a lot.
and
And
everybody claimed to be a Roxanne something. You got Roxanne Shante, you got the real Roxanne, Roxanne's cousin, Roxanne's mammy. I mean, everybody was coming out.
yes, what a period. And that like I said, and Queen Latifah and all these women brought that to that, and that just shows you the competitive nature of female MCs. Like, you think these men are tough? No, these women are competitive too. Like,
Absolutely, absolutely.
my number 18, I'm taking it to the West Coast.
Okay.
Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Nothing But a G Thing.
Another great pick by you. Um, I
That's still
can't. No,
sampled to this day. Oh my, that's still played to this day at your
absolutely.
local barbecue.
Whole album was dope. Introduced the G Funk era. It was just dope.
Yep, dope era. What are
My
you
number
countering with?
17. Rock the Bells, LL Cool J.
Okay, now I hate to say LL Cool J is not on my list.
I finally got somebody that you did put on your list.
I knew LL Cool J was going to be on your list. I knew it.
Absolutely. Did I ever tell you I met LL?
You met LL when?
I didn't actually go up and shake his hand. I'm not that kind of person. But I was at Kennedy Airport waiting to catch a flight. And all of a sudden, everything's quiet. All of a sudden, you hear this loud music, this very loud music. And this plane was deboarding. Everybody's coming off the plane. Around big husky dude cuts the corner, and he's got this big ghetto blaster just blasting. Right after him was LL Cool J, and he's doing his bob. LL had to be 16, 17, maybe 18 at this time.
Oh, he's in his bag. LL's always been in his bag. LL reminds me of a very arrogant person.
And Kennedy International Airport is right there, not too far from Farmers Boulevard, so he's coming home, basically. And right after him was E-Love, and that's when I realized, because I had just bought the radio album. It was already out. So I was like, okay, that's LL. But I'm like, do you really need to be blasting your radio at the airport, bro? Like, come on, man. Have a little class, But whatever.
My number 17, this one, people, I don't know if this would be on a lot of people's list. This one's a little different. Clips Grinding. To me, growing up, this was the most heard song for at least 4 to 5 years. I want to say from the time it was released, I believe in 2002 to 2004.
Grinding, definitely you have to have at least on your top 100, if not your top 50. It's going to make somebody's list. I think that's a good quality choice. We're not here to dispute choices anyway, but
Absolutely.
I got a whole new respect for you, bro. Seriously, like I'm really digging your list. Like it's not what I thought it would be. It's actually better.
I appreciate it. So what are you countering with on number 16? What are you countering with?
Number 16, I gotta go with another classic, bro. My Adidas, Run DMC.
Oh,
and actually, that was a double-sided single, too, because on that same 12-inch was Peter Piper. So.
Yep. So, what, that's 2 Run DMC so far on your list?
Yeah.
Okay, 2. Number 16, for me, Nas, New York State of Mind.
Jesus.
I mean, you just hear the beat, and you hear the beat, and you still get chills to this day. You know what's coming.
Absolutely. And I'm give me another bullet. I don't think Nas made my list at all, and it should have been.
No Nas?
He should have been. Absolutely. I'll take the complaints at this time because I was a big fan of It Ain't Hard to Tell. I was a big fan of Halftime. I was I blasted The World Is Yours when that came out. Nas has so many classics.
Oh my, no Nas.
So,
Yep, definitely. Yep, everyone going after you now.
ladies, smack me in the face. Fellas, put a bullet in my head.
Okay. All right, what do you got at number 15?
15, I got Paul Revere, the Beastie Boys.
Okay, so one of my honorable mentions.
Yeah.
Beastie Boys.
License to Ill just killed it for a whole summer. They dominated, and you had to respect them.
Yeah, they have one of the top-selling albums of all time.
Absolutely.
Like, come on, that got to be on your list. But that wasn't on my list. So don't at me though. I'm not taking no complaints. Number 15 for me would be Bone Thugs and Harmony and Notorious B.I.G. Notorious Thugs.
Yeah. I love that song.
I thought that was just an amazing collaboration.
Yeah, absolutely. And Bone Thugs and Harmony, I just don't think get enough credit to this day.
No, no. And if we were talking top 10 hip hop groups of all time, definitely in my top 10.
They would be in my top 5. I mean, not only could these brothers rap, but they could sing. I mean, they could have just been a straight up R&B group and gave Boys the Men a run for their money. They were that good.
Right, but adding rap with harmony and adding the hard to the soft, it balanced out. It was just
Absolutely.
unheard of at the time.
Absolutely. My number 14, 6 in the Morning, Ice-T. Classic West Coast
Oh, damn, I don't have Ice-T on my list. Okay, all right, I'm liking that. Ice-T, yep. 6 in the morning.
Yep.
Ice-T was hard back then.
Oh yes, yes. And he was really the only one from the West Coast that anybody was really paying attention to. We was giving Ice-T burn on the East Coast before we was giving anybody from the West Coast. I actually thought Ice-T was New York. That's how dope he was to me.
For real, Ice-T was like one of the first exceptions. Like anywhere he went, he was accepted.
He was respected, no doubt.
He's on TV to this day.
Yep.
I mean, he's always going to be around. Definitely respected hip hop artist right there.
Absolutely.
14 for me, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, Summertime.
Classic song. You get
Now, I
it.
was leaning on because they have quite a few hits.
Yeah, they did.
But to me, this is my favorite one out of them all.
People didn't realize how dope of a rapper that Will Smith actually was because he crossed over and he started doing the clean rap.
Here's the thing with Will. You used to write his own rhymes, and then he got lazy, and this track Getting Jiggy with It. That one, I believe an award. I don't know which award, but I know Nas is the one who wrote that song. And if you didn't know that, Nas is the one who wrote Getting Jiggy with It.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, but Still DRE was written by Jay-Z for Dr. Dre.
Right. So
one of my favorites. So
yeah, I mean, but that kind of hurt though when I heard that. So
I was a big fan of the Fresh Prince when he was the Fresh Prince. When he started doing Parents Just Don't Understand, that was all good and well and funny. But after that double album with he's the DJ, I'm a rapper, I stopped buying them. I just thought I liked the hardcore. He wasn't hardcore like I Kill You, but he was hardcore where he could really do battle rhymes and he was really dope at it. And I think people just didn't realize that.
No, I agree 100%. And you're number 13. We're closing down to the 10, and it's going to get real crucial.
Fuck the Police, NWA is my number 13.
Okay, yep, I don't have that on my list, unfortunately.
Remember, I'm talking impact. My list is more impact.
Yes, that was a big impact song. When you put out a song that gets the FBI's attention.
Yes.
I mean, and if for anyone that doesn't know NWA's history, definitely go watch the Straight Outta Compton documentary.
Definitely. And better yet, buy the album. Buy
the album. Do your research. Do your research too.
Yeah, because movies kind of have to add the Hollywood stuff in it. So definitely buy the album.
Definitely. Number 13 for me, Sugar Hill Gang, Rapper's Delight.
That's where you have it at. Okay.
Yeah, I got it down to number 13.
Okay.
I mean, like you said, classic hip hop song.
Yes. Groundbreaking, and it crossed over, one of the first ones to cross over.
Okay, so you're number 12. Now, my number 12 is going to surprise you. I can tell you this. So you go ahead first.
My number 12, I actually got to see this group perform live, and I'm telling you, when we talked about shows earlier, these guys put on a dope-ass show. My number 12 is Fight the Power of Public Enemy.
Yeah, I'm jealous you got to see them. Oh, my. Talk about crowd energy. Oh, my. Was the room exploding?
I tell you, the parking lot was exploding. Once the buses pulled in, people were ready to rock.
I can only imagine. God. I'd be like, oh, my.
I lost my mind just being there on the side of the stage in VIP, man. I was so hyper I was quiet. That's how hyper I was because I didn't want to seem like, I was
You don't want to see a
overdoing it.
You don't want to be a fanboy.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You
But
don't want
they
to seem
they
like a little.
actually got on me
Right.
about that. They were like, "Man, you're too quiet. You gotta talk, bro." They were actually trying to bring me out of my shell. That's how cool they were.
Wow. Wow, that's dope. That dope story right there. My number 12, like I said, this one right here, a lot of people forget about. The Parasite Passing Me By.
Oh, the Far Side. Yeah. Oh man, I love that song. The remix to me was better than the original.
Yeah. I mean, I like the remix, but the remix, nah, I don't know.
It depends. There's several
Depends on the day, I
remixes out
guess.
there. There's several remixes. I have one that just seems so smoothed out. It almost seemed like a love song. It was just dope. I gotta play it for you. I gotta play it for you because it's a bootleg.
Definitely, you gotta play it for me. All right, your number 11.
My number 11, Nothing But a G Thing, Dr. Dre,
Okay,
Snoop
good,
Dogg. That's
good,
my number 11.
good. Okay, good. You got that on there. I was gonna say, no Nas. And now
Yeah,
you
no
mentioned no.
Rakim. Yeah,
Yeah, no
yeah. I'm
Rakim.
I'm definitely messing up.
Hold up. All right, this disappeared. Okay, my number 11, Naughty by Nature, OPP.
Ooh, nice, man. You know what? You couldn't have gone wrong with OPP or Hip Hop Array on that. In that
Yeah,
spot.
yeah, either one. OPP, Hip Hop Array. My God,
Yeah,
that was, oh my, dope tracks to this day. Like I said, dope
absolutely.
tracks just are played on everyone's list, any generation. Always hip hop, right there.
Okay, my number 10.
All right, and this is getting crucial now.
Yeah, now we're to the top 10, bro.
Now we're judging.
Mine's playing tricks on me. Ghetto Boys.
Okay, yep, gotta have that on there. Yeah, that I didn't have that on my list, but definitely Ghetto Boys is in honorable mentions. Ghetto Boys, to me, were like one of the first big acts of the South. Like
Yes, yes.
really, really, you know what I mean? Had good music and just told a whole different story from a whole different place.
Yes, and a lot of it just seemed like it was the truth when you really go and read about these guys and the backgrounds and how they suffered from depression and things of that nature. That just added to the more to their rap that you felt like it was very, very real and not just some story that they made off the top of their head.
Right now, I know you have an interesting Bushwick Bill story, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Absolutely. You know how
So,
he shot his eye out.
I
and
mean,
and and then the thing surrounding his death. I just think he was gone too soon. They had him dead a week before he actually passed away, and he was trying to make a comeback. He recorded a bunch of material. I think they said 2 or 3 albums worth, but we haven't heard anything yet.
right, and who knows when we will, unfortunately. But R.I.P. Bill Bushwick,
Yes,
definitely a
sir.
great
Yes,
group,
sir.
fantastic group. Okay, number 10 for me. I need to light up a cigarette for this one. Again, Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock. It
Oh
takes two.
yes, 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 yes. Good
I mean,
choice.
gotta have that. That you want
Good
to get the party
choice.
started, we're going to put that on, and it's just it's going from there.
You're absolutely right. That gets the party started. That's straight hip hop right there. You're absolutely right. I went on my number 9. I went to where I didn't think I would go. But again, I'm thinking impact. So
Hmm.
my number 9 is You Can't Touch This MC Hammer.
Okay, you can't touch this. Poor MC Hammer. If you don't know who MC Hammer is, I mean, you don't even need to know hip hop to know who MC Hammer
The
is.
album only did 25 million. I mean, come on. One of the biggest selling albums in hip hop ever.
Isn't it sad to have the biggest selling hip hop of all time and to gone through what he went through? I mean, with the whole losing all the money, he lost everything at one point and had to rebuild.
They say he went to helping a lot of people, and I get that, but I don't think that that's what made him broke. I think your ego gets in the way when you make all of these outlandish purchases that you don't need. He had all of the big swimming pool in gold, faucets and things of that nature. It's like,
Right.
if he was a true believing guy like he says he was even at that time, then you should know to stay humble and stay within your means. God can have a way of blessing you, and we know God can have a way of waking you up and taking it all away too. And I think
Absolutely.
that that's what happened here. Then a series of bad investments on top of that, but really it was that home that sunk him.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And everyone gets a big chunk of money, and you start partying, and you start living a lifestyle, and then the money stops coming in, and your friends stop coming around.
Yep.
Don't go spiraling out of control.
It's over real quick. Things get over real quick.
Absolutely. Okay, for my number 9, this is gonna probably shock you, and I have a good explanation as to why this is on my number
I'm
9.
all ears.
BG, Hot Boys, Big Timers, Bling Bling.
Oh no, that's a good choice. But give me your explanation anyway.
For any hip hop song, for any hip hop artist to be able to create a phrase that was later added to the Webster dictionary and made an official English word, I mean, it doesn't get any more hip hop than that.
You're right. You're right.
And
Absolutely right.
and Wayne and Birdman regret to this day not trademarking or doing anything with that phrase. You know how much money they lost?
Yeah, they lost a lot of money, but they still made a lot of money too.
Yeah,
But
they're
yeah, they
rich.
could have they could have doubled or tripled it trademarking that phrase. Absolutely.
Yeah.
My number 8. Uh, I was not sure. I chose Cream by the Wu-Tang Clan, but I actually was going to go Protect Your Neck. But I realized that Protect Your Neck probably was very local, so I went
Mhm.
with Cream because and I'll never forget it to this day. I never
Cream.
found Cream to be a danceable song, but I'm in this club in Maryland, and the DJ plays it, which I thought was ballsy, and the dance floor just packed, and the people went crazy, and I'm like, Cream? But
Right.
people were feeling it that much that they made it something to dance to, and they were just everybody just packed the dance floor off of Cream. Just seeing that was enough for me to make it my number 8 on my list.
Ah, that would be enough for me, and that goes to show you the impact that a DJ has on a club.
Absolutely.
If you can slide a classic into that, and people dancing and loving that, I mean,
You're doing your job.
yep, and that's definitely a good reason to be on the list. And number 8 to me, in the same reason, actually, and it's weird that it worked out like this because my number 8 is basically the same instance. I was at a club, and I've been at clubs all my life, and I try to think what song have I heard most at the club, and really it boiled down to either Little John and East Side Boys Get Low,
Mhm.
or as I've chosen my number 8 to be VIC, Wobble.
Wobble. Oh yeah, you still got to play that to this day.
That is on. Oh, like you cannot go into a club to this day and not hear that song.
Agreed. Agreed. And it still packs the floor. It's not like you play that song and nobody dances.
Yes, yes. Little John Get Low, very close, but I think Wobble is the winner.
I don't think you can lose either way.
Definitely. Number
Um,
7.
Now my number 7 was I'm like you, so I wrote I was split on it. I
Mm-hmm.
have Flavor in Your Ear, Juicy, because those both dropped around the same time,
No
definitely
sh
the same summer. So
no
I
shit.
wasn't sure who to go
My
with.
my number 7. My number 7 is Juicy as well.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. And now I got to be honest, if I'm keeping it real, I was more Flavor in Your Ear fan than I was Juicy fan. I didn't really get into Biggie until One More Chance.
Okay, so you called on the Biggie later.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I bought Juicy, but I knew that I bought Juicy because it was hot. I'm a DJ. You gotta have it. But
Right.
I was more a Flavor in Your Ear fan. I just loved that beat. I loved the vibe that Craig Mack, rest in peace, what he brought to it, plus the remix. I
Yep.
was just more of a fan. I wasn't a big fan. I didn't even like the original Juicy. No disrespect to M2 May, but I didn't like Juicy Fruit. I liked M2 Man as a producer, but I didn't like M2 Man until the next song that he came out with after Juicy Fruit. So, I wasn't a big
Right,
fan of Juicy, just being
right,
honest.
right. But yeah, number 7, like I said, my number 7, Juicy as well. So I guess we just skip number 7 and go right to 6 in that instance.
Okay, number 6, My Name Is by Eminem.
Okay, all right, you got M on your list.
Hmm.
I do not have M on my list, but I made sure to made M in my honorable mentions. Yeah, don't at me or threaten me. M got it. M should be on the list. Now that I'm thinking about it, we should got rid of Wobble and threw M in there.
I'll never forget when I heard My Name Is. I was ironing some clothes one day, and the
You're like,
video,
what the hell is this?
huh?
You heard it, and you're like, what the hell is
Yeah,
that?
exactly. I'm like,
But
who is
but
this
it was
white
dope.
boy and what the heck? But you know what? I kept listening, kept listening. I was like, he can spit. And I found a video hilarious. I was like, you know what? Okay, okay, okay.
M is smart. M did exactly what he set out to do, was get people's attention and be different, and it worked.
And he used the right producer. I think Eminem and Dre, perfect combination for a hit.
Oh my, greatest hit. Oh my, one of the greatest hip hop artists of all time.
Absolutely.
My number 6 is also another I consider the greatest hip hop artist of all time. Slick Rick, Children's Story.
I was gonna have him on my list, but couldn't fit him in. I should have had an honorable. Well, actually, I did with Lottie Dottie, but yeah, children's story classic, sampled a million times, dope
Millions and
song.
millions of times in movies. Oh my, it's in everywhere.
Still packs the floor to this day. Good
Yep,
DJ, good DJ cut. You can't
yep.
lose
Slick
with it.
Rick's eating well off those royalties.
I'm surprised you went there, man. You going back into my days now, man.
Yeah. I like a lot of a lot of these good old songs. I'm an old school head when it comes to me and personal music, like as opposed to what I play at a club.
I hear that.
Okay, now number 5. Now it's crunch time. Now we're really going to be judged at this point.
I think I'm gonna surprise you with this one. My
Okay.
number 5 is Sorry Miss Jackson, Outcast.
No shit. My number 5 is Miss Jackson as well.
Oh snap! Wow. Yeah, man.
Number
I
5 for
just
me.
think
Yep.
this crossed them over and took them into the big time, and they became household names with this one track.
Absolutely. Oh my. It was on the radio. It was on pop radio.
Yep.
That song was on radio everywhere. And that really catapulted them, and then Hey Ya came along, and Outkast was just, and they became hip hop pop. They just dominated anywhere they can fit in.
And you know what? They brought the pop crowd to them. They didn't change their style to go pop, and that's what you have to respect about them.
No, yep, nope, yep, definitely. One of the dopest hip hop groups of all time, and it's
Absolutely.
sad that 20 years later we still have not gotten a new album from them
Yeah, yeah.
in over 20 years.
But that's more that 3000 wants to act.
Yeah, it's more on his end. I do know.
And I think he's a good actor. The things I've seen him in, I've actually liked.
Yeah, I mean, but we need one more album, just one more. And I know you got something locked. I know you got some music locked away.
He absolutely does. I can't see that he doesn't. I believe they do.
Like when he did the Super Bowl performance, and I was expecting a reunion there. How dope would that have been to have an Outkast reunion at the Super Bowl? I mean, I
That
think
would have
they
been
blew it.
dope. I agree. But when they did do that reunion tour, I did read that they weren't happy because they, played among white audiences that really just stood there and watched them play. Is what I'm quoting what they were saying. A lot of the audiences just, it wasn't like if say they were performing in Atlanta or in the South. So they play
Right.
these big open air stadium shows, and they just the they felt like the crowd just they weren't as a
Well,
performer you feel feed off the crowd, and they weren't
who,
getting that.
who was booking the shows?
You got me.
Well, he's fired.
Well, they haven't toured since, so
No. Or my number 4. Or no, we both had number 5. And
yeah,
I'm
we
getting
had the
thrown
same
off.
number
All right, so
five.
we're on
So
the number 4 now.
my number 4, Jesus Walks, Kanye West.
Wow, that's your number 4?
Yes, sir. Impact. How many hip
But,
hop
but
songs that
Kanye is.
reference the good Lord and got people to actually wake up a little bit.
He did, but I don't know. You know, I'm very controversial on Kanye, and I'm not disputing Kanye's musical creative abilities, because Kanye is a musical genius, as we know.
Right.
But I just have a problem with Kanye delivering a classic song, like you said. Jesus Walks is a great song, and had big following. But then be doing what he's doing today, and yeah, I don't know. One minute he's on this wave, and the next minute he's on that wave. I just don't know if I can believe it from Kanye. And sometimes I need to feel that from an artist, that I need to believe. Not saying I wasn't believing it back then, but can I listen to that song today and believe he's in the same mind frame? No.
Well, here's my thing about Kanye. I don't believe he's in the same mind frame because what was the story just a couple of days ago? He was mad at a magazine because they were misreporting how much money he had. Well, if you truly are this Christian that you want us to believe, you wouldn't give a damn about how much money you have, right?
Right.
So, I just think that, you still show how vain person you are. And, that's when really he lost me before that. But I wasn't judging Kanye for this list. It's not like he's done something like what R. Kelly did, which is totally unforgivable.
Right.
Kanye, I could just look past that and go to the music, whereas with R. Kelly, I wouldn't do that.
Right. No, I understand. No, yeah, I understand that completely. R. Kelly, the whole ruined his whole catalog. Number 4 for me, and this song to me was probably the I want to say the last. This was the Nicki Minaj of my time.
Okay.
Let me put it to you that way. Missy Elliott, Work It. When that came on, the TV when it first, because I remember the day it first came on, the video came out. Wow, crazy video. Missy was just ahead of her time in hip hop. Oh my! And that song was number 1 for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. And I'm telling you,
I'm gonna catch some L's for this. I'm gonna catch some blows for this, and some people are not gonna like what I say. I've gotten into a dispute with people over Missy Elliott. I respect her songwriting most definitely, and she's written hits, she's produced hits. She deserves all the accolades. But as far as an MC, I like her better as a singer than as an MC. I don't think that she is a quality MC as where I would put your Queen Latifahs, where I would put your Lauryn Hills. I've never looked at her that way because all I've ever got from her, she gives you the great video, right? But when you actually break down the lyrics, it's just basic ABC, dad, mad, glad, sad video.
well, I mean,
Song.
in all respect, that's no different than what Sugar Hill Gang Rapper's Delight was. If you break down his
Yeah,
lyrics,
but you're comparing 77 to something that was done in the 2000s.
but it worked. And
Yeah,
it was
but
one of the biggest hits of
I'm
all.
not
It was
disputing.
one of the biggest hits of all time.
It worked as far as a hit record. I get it. She does have a fan base, right? But as far as I'm just disputing the quality of the rap. That's why she didn't really make my list at all, and I don't think she would make any of my list as far as an MC. But as a singer, definitely. As a producer, definitely she would make my list. As a writer, definitely she would make my list. But as an MC, she wouldn't make my list.
Interesting. Okay, you're number 3 now.
This is where I'm gonna probably catch some L's, and you're probably gonna be surprised at this as well. Bodak Yellow, Cardi B.
Get the hell out of here.
Yep, number 3.
What?
Let me tell you, I went from not liking this song when I first heard it.
So you're adding a song in the last 5 years on your top 25 of all time.
Remember, I'm saying impact. How long was Bodak Yellow number 1? How long did it take to get to number 1? That album is still in the top 100 for 2 years running. That's impact. She's done stuff that no other MC, that Nicki Minaj hasn't been able to do, and she calls herself the queen.
I mean, I'm not going to argue. That. Yeah, I agree. That song is number 1, but I don't think she's ready. I don't think she's been around long enough yet to even be in the talk of being in the greatest female MCs or female
I
artists
didn't
of all
call her
time.
that. I'm speaking top 25 hip hop songs as far as impact.
Okay, as far as impact, all right. Well, that's interesting. I don't have no current music on my list at all. But interesting. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, I knew you wouldn't. I wasn't expecting it either, but you know what? Again, that was a song that I just didn't get and I wasn't feeling it. And I just kept hearing it. So I went to the video and I'm like, you know what? She's got something here. And then all of a sudden I started liking it. Then I started loving it.
Because
And
I'm
then
not a
I
big
became a
fan
big
of the
fan.
song. I mean, it's a cool song, but it's not something I listen to personally
I
all the
love the
time.
whole damn album.
Okay, so number 3 for me, yeah. Number 3, this makes sense to me. Wu-Tang Clan, Cream. Cash rules everything around me.
Okay, that was my number 8. That was my number 8. Okay, yeah.
You gotta have that. And
Absolutely.
Wu-Tang has so much of a catalog, and I was struggling with picking what Wu-Tang song, and I picked Cream because, like you said, it was the biggest hit, one of the biggest hits.
Yeah, and that whole album, that first album, what an impact, man. What an
Yeah.
impact. That first album was
All
just
right, I hope your number 2 is not surprising as your number 3.
no, it shouldn't be. I used to love her Common.
I didn't hear it.
I used to love her Common is my number 2.
Oh, interesting. You got Common on your list.
Yeah, I'm a big Common fan. I think there's maybe 2 albums that he may have come up with that I don't have,
Wow.
and I have
Yeah,
every
I
other
forgot
one.
all about that song, to be completely honest with you. Common gets overlooked a lot.
Yeah,
Common is a dope artist.
I think he gets overlooked. I think Black Thought gets overlooked.
Yeah, Black Thought definitely gets overlooked. Wow, that's a good one. My number 2, Run DMC, Sucker MCs.
Yeah, the classic,
You gotta
ultimate
have
B-boy song.
Run DMC on your
You
list. Oh
gotta
my,
have them. You gotta have them.
oh my.
Okay, we are
Number
at the
1.
number
We need a
1,
drum roll.
and
Drum
I
roll.
know that you will not dispute this pick. Nobody will dispute this pick. That's how confident I am on this one.
All right.
Self-Destruction. KRS-One, MC Light, Heavy D, Fruit Quan,
That's an,
on and on and on.
that's an interesting number 1, but that is a hell of a song.
I still
Wow.
blast Self-Destruction to this day.
Wow. Wow. So that's your number 1. That was your number 1 song. That's your number 1.
I picked that first. That was my, and then I did 25 on up. But I already knew when we discussed doing this list, I already knew what would be my number 1. I was at a club in Germany when they played this, and the crowd went bonkers, especially when the Public Enemy part came on. It was like they were bonkers, and then they took it to level 10 being bonkers when the Public Enemy part came on. They just went ballistic on Self-Destruction.
Right. No.
This is in Germany, bro.
Yeah. out of the country, I can imagine, man. See, I never got to experience all that cool crowd and Public Enemy. I mean, you got to live.
Yes. Great time.
My number 1, and this number 1 to me, and I started out with a different number 1, and then I jumped back to this. But this to me, this was always like top 5 to me. But I chose this number 1 because I had to think. And in my time on this earth, what song had the biggest impact, and what song do I hear today that takes me back, and what song do kids hear today that they will gravitate to and dance to? And it got to be 50 Cent, In the Club.
Oh,
In the last 20 years of hip hop music, that is probably the number 1 hip hop song of all time, and nothing has been. Maybe Bodak Yellow down the road we can say this, but In the Club.
It's got the classic line. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's got the classic line. Yeah, good choice, bro.
50 Cent will forever have that song on it. You know what I mean? He'll forever be talked about, ever, just because of that song.
Agreed. And that was a classic album too. I mean, you got to give it up for Get Rich or Die. Was it? What was it? Was it Get Rich or Die?
Get Rich or Die Trying.
Okay, classic album. So many
Millions
hits
of
on
copies,
that album.
millions.
And he just dominated for that entire year with that album. I
Like
don't even know what the
of like a
numbers
new
were on that
artist,
album.
like And I'm sure we'll see it and we see it today now slowly with the newer wave of artists. But like back then, that was our new artist. Like when he came through and he came out, everyone was listening to 50 Cent. Everybody.
Well, and the thing is, he actually wasn't a new artist at that time.
No.
I actually have some other stuff by him. He's got a track with Beyonce that I
Yeah.
have. He's got a How to
Love, love.
Rob that he did
Yeah.
on that one LL Cool J movie soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he had some other stuff that just didn't catch. But then you connect the right person with the right producer, and then you get platinum.
Yep. That goes to show you M and Dre, another M and Dre combination, and then you have one of the greatest artists you birthed in the last 20 years. I mean,
Yes, sir.
from two of the greatest hip hop artists of all time themselves. So,
Yes, yes.
it's only right that they can make a great hip hop artist.
Now let me ask you this, because you beat up Kanye pretty good. How come you don't beat up 50 Cent? I mean, he publicly argues with his son. I mean, I
50's,
get it, people
50's
owe
always
money,
been
but he
arrogant.
seems to take an immature approach to a lot of nonsense.
50's always been arrogant. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It's just something about 50 that maybe I just like that about him. You know what I mean? He's never been afraid to be himself. If you're going to be arrogant, all right, I'm arrogant. Don't be like Kanye and be all for this one moment and then be like this for one moment. 50 ain't like that. 50's just petty all year, 365 days a year on Instagram. So 50's 50.
That's true, but when do you grow up? When do you stop being petty?
Well, you never stop being petty. And I was hoping that him and Ja Rule would go and battle on Facebook Live. I mean, on Instagram Live, that would have been interesting. I would have watched that.
Not something I want to see, because I just, if 50 would
If it would have
just,
been a fair fight, I would have loved to seen it. If we would have had a fair, you know what I mean?
anybody who says that Ja Rule didn't have as many hits as 50 is lying to themselves. Give that man his credit. Ja Rule worked hard. He wrote hits for other people. He had hits himself.
Ja Rule has a catalog.
Yeah, he definitely has a catalog, and I get it. People might have liked 50 Cent because he was more gangster, or whatever you want to call it, but that doesn't mean Ja Rule did not make his money. And that's another person that I think just deserves a little bit more credit than what he gets. I
Right.
was pulling for Kanye when
50,
50
50
Cent,
though has,
when
you know,
50,
50 has been a bully though, as you know. I mean,
yeah.
50's How the Rob song. I mean, we can go
But
back
but
to
he
that song.
it backfired on him when he went head to head with Kanye. Kanye whipped his ass when they came head to head with their albums, and I think
Yeah,
that was a wake up call for 50.
yeah, yeah. That was their last two. I like to say that was their last both good albums to me. After that, I mean, and then Kanye came later along and gave us My Dark Twisted Fantasy,
My
right?
favorite.
So, but yeah, to me, they broke off right there, and then we got like a lapse of like no good music. And then 50, to me, hasn't really put out anything good after that. But Kanye, he rebounded. So I guess you could say Kanye won in the end. Kanye's still putting out music,
Yeah,
but 50 put out Get the Strap, and that oh my, I was hearing that for weeks.
I think 50 has good singles, but I don't know if I could take him for a whole album.
Right?
I
Can I get a Get Rich or Die Trying in 2020?
Right, exactly. That 50, I would like to hear that. But he's evolved from that. Even you look at Jay-Z. I mean, I love it when Jay-Z raps political stuff. I mean, right now he's killing it. What he did on Meek Mill's CD. He just killed it. He killed. I can't remember the name of the track, but he killed it. That's the Jay-Z I like to see now.
Right. And I asked my father, like, and he says this to me. He says, I like the younger artists because as the older artists get older, they get comfortable. You don't feel the hunger,
The
you don't
hunger's
feel the
not there.
aggression.
Yeah.
Right. So the first album, and then when we finally get to like the last night on the ninth album, it's boring now because you're not getting that same quality that you got from the first. So I get it.
Now is that the artist fault, or is that the audience fault? Because the audience needs to evolve also.
Well, audience attention span, has gone down. What our songs average, 2 minutes now in today?
Yeah, yeah,
That's pathetic.
yeah. I agree.
For someone as an old school lover, our average song hell, 5-6 minutes. You know what I mean? And that, like you said, and those are we had double-sided. There was double-sided singles.
Exactly.
Tracks were running for 12, 15 minutes plus.
And back in those days, like you said, I mean, there were songs that were 7.5, 8.5 minutes long. Super Rhymes, one of my favorite songs from back in the day. Rest in peace, Jimmy Spicer. 15 minutes long, man. 15 minutes long.
Yeah, like yeah, the one song I think I forget the artist's name. It's called "Set It Off."
Strafe.
Strafe, Set It Off. And
Classic
that's
song.
another,
Classic.
that's
Classic.
another one on the 12. That's just ran. It just constantly run. But great song.
Yes, absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
maybe society got tired of the loop of basically it looping.
But that's what you get now. You get loop more now than anything. Nobody does a change. Nobody does a bridge. No, they barely do a hook.
Yeah, I agree. I think
The
I
music
think
doesn't change. It's just that's why it took me a lot to respect. That was my thing about Dr. Dre that people used to get on me about. Great producer. Yeah, I get it. The Quincy Jones of hip hop. I get it. But if you really listen to his stuff, it's just a loop.
right, right. I mean, but is music coming down to just being loops now? Are we running out of music? In other words, I think
I
that's
don't
what's
think
starting
we're
to happen.
running out of music. I think we're running out of creative minds.
That is true. Yeah, everyone's trying to do the same thing and not explore and do different.
I think that's why I listen more to R&B singers from the UK and other countries because they're just they're talking or singing about love. Singers like her, singers like Georgia Smith, um, those people, even I can't think of her name. She's got the song out with Usher right now. But anyway, people like that, singers like that, I feel because they sing about love. To get on anybody could sing about fucking. Okay,
Right,
that doesn't do nothing for me.
right,
That's a turn off for me. So a lot of today's R&B that's made here in the States, I'm sorry, it doesn't move me.
right. So you're more of the soul. You
I'm
want
more of
soul.
the soul. Yeah, I
Okay, I
call it
get
I
you. You
call
more.
it the grits. Give me the grits. Give me the oatmeal.
You want the oatmeal.
Yeah, I need to know what's in your heart, man. If you're hurting, like that's why I gravitate to Amy Winehouse so much. I felt her passion. I felt her pain. I was going through that at the time she was going through it. But the singer to me, you have to convince me. If you're in pain, anybody can just sing, but sing with that passion that lets me know that, oh God, let me feel it. That's why I love jazz so much. That's why I love
Right,
Jimi Hendrix so much. When he played that guitar, you could feel what he was playing in those notes. You could feel that.
right. No, I get it. Yeah, passion and yeah. If you can't communicate with music like it was meant to be, then you ain't gonna receive it right, and it ain't gonna
Exactly.
work. I get it.
Exactly.
But our top 25 greatest hip hop songs of all time. Like I said, don't chew me out. Interesting, good list, bro. Good
Yeah,
list.
yours too, man. Very impressed. Very impressed. You
Oh
surprised me.
man. And like I said, down the road, we're gonna have to do it. We're gonna have to do a different list. We'll do a different list down the road.
We got to do artists. We got to do groups. We got to do R&B songs. We got a couple of lists we got to do.
Yeah, I was gonna suggest like we pick an artist and like do the battle thing, but I don't like that. I don't like battling with other people's stuff.
Yeah, I don't like the battle period because, you know, I think it's when people talk about, I see it on Facebook all the time. Prince or Michael Jackson. It's two different people. It's two different categories.
Right.
Prince played all the instruments, wrote all the songs, produced it himself. Michael Jackson may have wrote some songs. He didn't play no instruments.
Prince was
They
a
both
musical
danced.
genius.
He was a great entertainer. I take nothing away from him. Gave a great show. All of that. But
Prince,
Prince was
Prince
a
was one of
folk
those
that,
guys that Prince was at the club. You left your lady at the club because you thought he was gay, but guess what? He wasn't.
yeah,
And he
and it's just too. There's no comparison. I love both artists, but I'm just more of a Prince fan because he just did so much more.
no, Prince is musical genius. Musical genius. I mean, but yeah, I get what you mean. Prince did more than Michael, and
I
I know
think
I get
same thing
that.
for Jay-Z and Nas. You can't compare the two. Two dope
No,
MCs, but one's from Brooklyn, one's from Queens. It's two totally different things.
Right, right. And like I said, it's just a matter of opinion, and that's what our podcast is, a matter of opinion.
Yes, sir.
QIpodcast@gmail.com.
Yes.
Hit us up. Don't scrutinize us. I haven't checked the email in a while. Have you?
No, I haven't. We need to do that. Hopefully we got stacks and stacks, but definitely hit us at the QIpodcast@gmail.com. Hit us on all the platforms, Twitter, Instagram, the QI Podcast.
Definitely. What else was I gonna say? I forget.
It happens.
I was gonna. Shout out to everyone tuning in on Audio Mac. Audio Mac has been definitely been the forefront right now for the
That's
QI
right.
podcast, and
Audio
shout
Mac.
out to everyone streaming us on everything,
Yeah,
Spotify,
absolutely.
Apple. We appreciate y'all, and like I said, we're definitely going to be getting some people on down the road, and a lot more is going to be coming.
Yeah, and a lot more, and we're just going to keep cranking them out. Stay with us and participate. We would like to hear your feedback, and I guess that pretty much does it for this episode. This is episode number 5.
Until the next one, and hopefully, maybe when we do the next one, we'll be able to reunite. I know that we're still under the red for now.
Yes, yes. I am in the Lion's Den, and my man is at home here.
Yep, I'm in the bedroom. And the sad part, like I told you, it's more convenient for us to do it like this than it is to actually link up. But I like physical confrontation. I like physical.
Yeah, me too. Same thing. And usually when we finish with an episode, we go and get something to eat, or we end up working in the studio any damn way. So
we're gonna need a drink after the next one.
I already started, bro. It's been a great weekend.
All right, well, I'm DJ Duce.
I'm DJ 10th Power.
And until next time, we see you.
Peace.
You're listening to the QI Podcast.